Okay, better late than never. So, start the game. Kick coming up, good position, decent kick, reasonable chase, if we're honest. So, you've got Al coming up here, 3, 4 in the middle, sort of thing. A little bit slow on the left hand side. They exploit that, manage to get a kick in, and sort of pushes back to halfway. But it's a decent start there, fellas. We should have been happy with that. So, next clip, we're going to settle for a line out here. I'm a little bit slow with the video here to start with, but I'll be honest. So as this rolls through, you'll see a decent first jacks line. Second one's a little bit high. We get a decent ball carry. You'll watch this roll around, but the winger, if I'm honest, is too far away from Will, and I'll have to jump in, and then that probably makes what makes the pass a little bit ropey. But it's unlucky there. So pressure on here in their half, just inside the 22. Give them a carry. We're very quiet sort of thing. Not bad off the line. A little bit slow on the inside again. That gives him on the front foot. Kick's about to come in, and if you look at our chase, we're waiting for somebody else to come and be that support man. Decent tackle from them, and then we're all trying to chase back, and we're all still walking. Look at our defensive line. There's no urgency from us, even though we're under pressure, and then we lose the ball. Decent carry from here. Ball's going to get shipped out in a second. Look. We make some decent meters here. We're a little bit slow to get into organisation. We've got ahead, and we get a better carry there. Sit someone on their ass, driving through. Where's the support gone though? Do you know what I mean? He ain't rapid, but we're not there enough, and we're a little bit unlucky with the cross. So there's decent carry here, like a good little offload on the inside. Ball's coming out. Again, we're making a break. Just needs to be a little bit louder for him so he knows where to pass that ball. Reasonable support again. We should have got a penalty here for offside. Look how far they are here. And again, just that execution of the pass stops us from scoring. I think we just knock it on there again, unfortunately. But so they kicked over the top. We managed to change that point of contact, which is pretty decent. We're a little bit flat here. But we managed to ride this hit before we start shipping the ball out. And then you watch it come out here. So this is positive again, really. Look, manages to beat the guy on the outside. It's really nice to see. Ball back inside and a try scored. You know, that's a well worked and good effort from everyone. So this, as commented, I've just put a good D line really. So we shuffle across a little bit. We make a tackle there. We're pushing across. Got the doubles in, and I think eventually we get a turnover. I think the double shot comes in here. Look, bang, sits that fucker on his ass. We need more of that. We needed more of that in the game. In again, back on our feet, turnover there, and we'll happen. Here, I put another good carry. So again, Jacks slightly overrun that again, but look, confusion's enough. Al's there, manages to move it. Ball comes wide again. You know, possibly in and back out again on skips, but look, we keep the ball, which is the good part. What we're struggling here is once we ship it out, could have gone wide there, reasonable carry, that's fine, but we're a bit flat. So if you look outside the 10, stood still, gave him no options, and unfortunately we lost the ball. So here I put the initial pressure is good, so we're trying to cover it well, but look at our defensive, look at our forwards. And we're all walking, we're not organised ourselves. I'll call you out, Wes. Back on the wing again, just walking. Should have been one of the fitter ones here. Should be sorting ourselves out. It's just that desire to get into the position. Here, look, we haven't covered the guard and gifted this little foot. This comes off a decent maul from us. Look, we managed to ship the ball wide here. Missed one with a little loop, bit naughty, but I like it. Then we lobbed the ball away, unfortunately. And we're up, pack again. We're walking. So we were nowhere near it to support him. And then we lose the ball. We get it turned over. We've got to be mindful of that. This is still in the first half as well, do you know what I mean? So we should have had an energy to keep going. look, without being funny, look at the far side of us. There's no urgency to get into position from the back side, from the blind side. It's a reasonable set of D. Look, decent double shot. We're not pushing across enough. Thomas is outnumbered, and we get away with a cheeky blocking thing from Max. And very lucky not to get a yellow off, but second half, our ball. Again, I've just put it here, good jacks, fellas. You know what I mean? So there's so much good that came out of this game. It's mental that we didn't win. Look, good first set. Again, a little bit high, but decent meters, good meters. Ball goes out, it's just behind the man again. So unlucky. But the meters that we've covered, even off a ropey jacks, is unbelievable. So again, look, he's managed to stay on his feet here. Support is a little bit high, so we're fighting for it. And I think actually we get turned over here, don't we? Yeah. So we've got turned over, just our body height into that ruck situation. Got back here, moving the ball into Skippy's hands. Got to get closer to him. Got to get closer to secure that ball because that's a double turnover basically. Turnover after turnover. Again, good jacks, fellas. Yeah, I've commented on this again. It's just nice to see. Dummy line, out the back again. Gives us some space. And look at the meters that we're making. But look at our pack. Look at our boys walking. Don't know what we're assuming to happen, but his support needs to be there. This set needs to be ready to go. Yes, I've got a head, but our back line is just not set, and then they get away with a cheeky knock on. Or knock down. So we're slow to get into guard positions again. So people are making tackles coming out of it. There should be other people there supporting him. We make a decent cover tackle here, but we're slow to get back into position again. They're on the front foot now, and we're just not getting ourselves organised. So we make a tackle there. We should be folding around the corner a little bit. And because we're not working, and because we're not talking to each other and drifting left and right, we end up gifting it towards them and giving them a try, which is unfortunate. So look at the depth I said off Max kick it from this restart. Watch it again if you can, but that's what's putting us on the front foot. The knockdown, the ball comes out and it's ours. And we're now inside their half comfortably. We have a good carry once we pull it out here, but again, support's just not there. Got to look at body heights as we're entering these rucks, I think. This hit, bang, should have got us excited first. We should have fed off that really. Instead we just sort of stood and watched it. And then, I think we rush out. Someone rushes out the line here in a second. Not doing anything, basically. Ball comes wide. We just rush out, don't make a shot, and we're basically gifted in meters. And that's just set us back, set us back another 7 points, really. That we did. Here, again, look, we managed to gather the ball and push the ball wide again. Yeah, we get it out, I think, after this carry. So we're not in a bad position here. We're massively outnumbering them. And we've just got to back our pace a little bit. As we come out the back, it's a good 1 or 2. Just the decision to drop it on the toe is probably the wrong one, if we're honest with ourselves. But we're there or thereabouts, and we should have won that game.